Uh, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of PPP, the Pigskin Posse
You're
Podcast. This is the football segment of Taking Shots. Ryan, what's going on
nothing
with you,
much. How
big
you doing,
dog?
sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Fuck
I'm chilling,
Boston.
man. I'm man. Man. Fuck y'all. Fuck. We was in the finals this year, but might have lost. But
We won. We was in the finals.
I was praying to God that we was gonna at least get, we was gonna have one up on y'all, so I could have some type of fucking bragging rights.
Well, maybe next year. No, you never know.
The key word is maybe. We'll see what happens, man. I know one motherfucking thing. I'm ready for football
Hell
season,
yeah.
boy. You been keeping up with the recruiting rankings and shit?
Well, I know Texas jumped up to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be an interesting season. We're gonna find out. Rankings.
Yeah, especially with everybody talking about leaving conferences and all that bullshit, man. They trying to create, what was it? They was talking about doing a mega conference within the next couple of years. I highly doubt that shit's gonna happen.
Yep. So we got Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, Texas, Clemson,
Mm-hmm.
Miami, Georgia, Penn State. My bad. Tennessee or not Penn State. Hold on. Penn State, LSU, Tennessee, and we're 11. So Oklahoma. So it's gonna be an interesting season. It's gonna be nice to see what goes on. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, y'all. I mean, It's good to see a little bit of a mix up because you know how they say Oklahoma don't. Well, not Oklahoma, but they don't play defense in the Big 12. So to get to get some new faces in that division, it'd be nice. And then to see Oklahoma and Texas, especially Oklahoma, go to the SEC where I feel like they can get some better recruits. And, with Coach Venables already having, success against SEC teams, of course, he's beat Bama. He beat Bama in the fucking national championship. So, I kind of like it. I don't like the idea of a mega conference, but, I like the idea of teams, switching it up because, we all know Oklahoma's ran the Big 12 for quite some fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the Big 12. It really don't mean shit to win the Big 12. It's about winning national championships, and that's something Oklahoma's not been able to do for 22 years now.
Oh man, y'all will get there, bro. Y'all will get there. Y'all already ran up on fucking recruitment. Like y'all been hot the last couple fucking weeks. Y'all ended up y'all got a 4-star running back and Dylan Smothers, a 4-star linebacker and Lewis Carter, a 4-star offensive tackle in Caden Green, and a 4-star wide receiver in Jacques Petaway. Plus y'all got that Nick Evers motherfucker that committed last year. He's gonna sit out and play behind. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. He's going to sit out and play behind Dylan Gabriel this year, which I'm with Dylan Gabriel having, he's familiar with, and he's had success with Jeff Lebby. So, it's going to be a pretty interesting year for y'all.
I'm
Man.
just more like every year, just concerned what the defense is going to do. But going back to the ranking, I can't believe Notre Dame is number 1. That's crazy.
They're number 2.
Oh well.
Ohio State's number 1.
Flipping. They flip flopping, so they're probably, as long as they keep getting recruits, it'll probably change like that.
Yeah, then it's only, we still got a whole fucking year before they decide to, before anybody else decides they want to commit or change schools. So all that shit might fucking change, especially once we get into the college football playoffs and they, people start declaring for the draft. All that shit might change. So yeah, going to the rankings. I don't know what you saw. The rankings I was looking at, they have Ohio State at number 1 with 2 5-star commits. Notre Dame's number 2. Georgia's number 3. Bama's number 4. They also got 2 5-star commits. Texas is at number 5. Clemson is at 6. Miami is at 7. Penn State is at 8. LSU is at 9. Tennessee is at 10. You guys are right outside the top 10 at number 11. Oklahoma. Number 12 is USC. Number 13 is Oregon. Number 14 is Louisville. 15 is Arkansas. 16 is Florida. 17 is Michigan State. 18 is Florida State. 19 is Baylor. And number 20 is North Carolina. Is anything about that surprising? Outside of Notre Dame being at the top of the fucking list?
Texas. Because, once they got Archie, they started getting a whole lot of other motherfuckers.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Look, he's getting all this fucking publicity because of who his fucking dad, because of the family he's in. I don't think he's gonna have the fucking college career that everybody's expecting him to have, but who knows?
No, man, like his high school team ain't worth the fuck, but he cold. He cold, yeah. So we'll have to see about that.
I mean, y'all still gotta put up with him for what, another 2 years?
No, he's a senior in high school this year.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. I'm talking about Texas. Don't y'all? Because y'all got a couple years before y'all lead the Big 12, right?
After next year, probably our last year in the Big 12. I'm not all that excited.
That'd be
about
cool.
It, but, yeah.
I'm excited because then we won't have to drive all the way to fucking Norman to see your fucking team. We better go right them. But at least we do get to get that experience before y'all actually lead the Big 12. So that'd be dope. September, I can't wait for that. We got to document all that shit. Include some of that on the podcast. Oh, man. So we're going to go ahead and jump off. Today we're going to talk about the AFC West. If y'all not familiar with that, that's a division where they have the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers. We're going to start off with Kansas City, of course. They went 12-5 last year, and they blew a 21-0 lead in the AFC Conference Championship game to the fucking Cincinnati Bengals. What's your outlook on this team this year?
Well, okay, Tyreek is gone. I'm kind of concerned about that, but with the additions they got, I'm kind of feeling like they'll be all right. They just won't have that home run ability as much at all. But they got Miko, they got the boy from Green Bay, they got Juju, still got Travis. They drafted a boy from Western Michigan. So
something like that.
It's gonna be good to see. I think they'll be the same Kansas City in terms of yards and all that stuff. They'll just have to do it a different way. I'm just curious to see how many wins they get. Will they start off slow like they did last year? So we'll just have to see. But I do have Kansas City making the playoffs, maybe a potential wild card.
Of course.
I don't know if they'll have the best record in the AFC, but they'll definitely make the playoffs this year, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got in my eyes, personally, I think this is Kansas City's year to lose the AFC West, because we're going to get off into it a little later, but each one of these teams made significant moves in the offseason. And I personally think this is going to be the most competitive division in football, and, as the season goes on, given injuries and controversies and all that, that makes for a completely different conversation. But some of the key acquisitions Kansas City made, they of course, everybody knows they traded away Tyreek Hill. They traded him for a first, a second, and a fourth rounder. To replace him, they went out and got Sky Moore, of course, from I think it's Western or Central Michigan, one of them two fucking schools. Which those type of Michigan schools, they're always known for putting out wide receivers. It's gonna take Sky Moore. It's gonna take him time to get adjusted to an NFL system, because you don't have as much freedom in an NFL system as you do in a college system. But they signed Juju, big body wide receiver that we all know he gonna go get that fucking ball. And they signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who he was actually a speedy wide receiver in Green Bay. Aaron was always force feeding the ball and giving 12, 15 fucking targets to Devontae, so he never really had a chance to flash his talent. At least I feel like that. They also went out and signed Ronald Jones, who I think is going to really help them in the red zone. Out of the backfield, which is something that they've been missing. You can't throw the fucking Travis is gonna get double teamed a lot, so they're gonna have to figure out something else. They went out and got Lonnie Johnson. They went out and got bolstered up the defensive side of the ball with Lonnie Johnson. Had a couple solid years out of Houston. You know, I think him playing in a better for a winning team, for a winning organization. They're not dealing with all that shit that's going on down there in Houston. I think that's definitely gonna help him. They also they bolstered up the defense with they used the first round draft pick on Trent McDuffie, who's a cornerback, and they also signed edge rusher George Karlaftis, he's gonna feed off of Chris Jones. So they're looking pretty decent for next year. Like I said, I still think this is their division to lose, though.
Well, with the addition of Devontae going to the Raiders and Russ going to Denver, and then with Hibbert seemingly to emerge, it's going to be interesting. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Only team I would expect to do something outside of Kansas City is Denver. I expect them to maybe make the wild card too.
Like the biggest question for the Chiefs is like how, what's the offense gonna be like without Tyreek? Which I think they're gonna be fine. They went out and replaced one dude with like 3 people. Plus they went and got Justin Ross from Clemson. So he was pretty nice. I don't know how the fuck he went undrafted. Like I definitely thought he was gonna be like a late 3rd, 4th, 5th round pick.
That's just how the chips fell. But Clemson had a down year, so I'm sure there's a lot of wide receivers with talent that didn't really get a chance to show what they can do. So
yeah, and when like I said, with Deshaun and Trevor Lawrence leaving, I think that took a lot of the attention away from Clemson. And like you said, they had a down year, so it just didn't pan out how they expected it to. But I'm rooting for Justin Ross. He made the roster. So like I said, I think Kansas City's gonna be just fine. I think everybody's fucking overreacting. People already counting fucking Pat Mahomes out. Like he didn't become an MVP for nothing. Like don't write the Chiefs off just yet. I don't think they'll win the AFC West, but I definitely think they'll be just fine. They gonna make the playoffs. I think they're gonna be one of the wild card teams. So and as we get to talking about these other teams, you will see why the fuck we say that. Next up, we got the Denver Broncos. They finished dead last in the division at 7-10, which they didn't have it was a bad year. Anybody else would consider it a bad year, but it wasn't terrible. They had too many QB problems. Of course, they went out. They got Russell Wilson. They got Russell Wilson from Seattle. They went out and signed They went out and signed Randy Gregory to help bolster that defensive line. They got They went out and got the Packers offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett as a head coach, which he turned Aaron Rodgers into a back-to-back 2-time MVP. So Russ just might fuck around and have a career year with all the weapons they got over there.
See if certain players can stay healthy.
Yeah, you talking about Jerry Jeudy?
I'm just saying. I don't know.
I mean, hey, I think over there he has more with DK. DK was him and Tyler Lockett were more deep threats. They weren't very crisp route runners. But he got Cortland Sutton, he got Tim Patrick, he got that tight end. I can't pronounce his last name, Albert O. That's what the fuck we gonna call him. We gonna leave it at that. And then of course Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama, who I think is wide receiver. I don't care about anybody else's opinion. So I mean I don't know, man, Russ. And then he got Javonte Williams coming out the backfield with Melvin Gordon. So Denver this my sleeper pick to win the division. This is my sleeper pick. So I think. I don't know, man. Russ might fuck around and have a career year, bro.
Look, bro, I got to make the playoffs. I don't know about winning that division because
I got him winning the division.
Well, I mean, I guess if they got an offense that's putting up points, we get to see what their defense is like.
Yeah, and I mean they had a pretty stout defense. The thing with Denver is they had everything. They got everything they need. The quarterback position has just been fucked up over there. They had to deal with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler.
And he helped them win the Super Bowl.
Joe Flacco.
He helped them win the Super Bowl. Now. He played most.
He helped Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Brock Osweiler?
He did.
He didn't do shit after that. When they made him the guy,
He
he
took
didn't do shit
$70
after
million
that.
from Miami and said, "You know what, man? I'm all right with this football shit. I'm good."
Yeah, he fucked them is what he did. But I mean, the biggest question for them is, you guys, you got all the pieces you need now. Like, the fuck y'all gonna do? They always had a pretty stout defense. It's just like, the defense was on the field too fucking long. You can't, defense gonna get tired if the offense ain't putting up points.
Or shut up.
Or shut up. Yep. And I mean, the defense, they was already pretty good. They went out and bolstered up the defense. Like I said, they went and got Randy Gregory on that defensive line. They went out and got DJ Jones, who was also with the 49ers. They got Tom Compton. He was a hell of an offensive lineman on the 49ers, who had one of the best rushing attacks in football, which I think is really going to benefit Javonte Williams. I think he takes over the lead running back role in that backfield. They went out and got Alex Singleton, who he put up 100 tackles in each of his last 2 years. And they went on and signed Kawhi Williams, who was with the 49ers, who also, they've had one of the best defenses the past 2-3 years. So, Denver's, I think they're gonna shock a lot of people this year, man.
We'll see about all that, Tim. We'll see, because you still got to worry about Carr. You still got to worry about Hibbert and Carr. Finally got another receiver. I mean, look, man, like, it's football, dog. But I mean, he balled out them last. They had to win 4 or 5 to even get to that game with the Chargers. The winner would make the playoffs. So if they had lost any of those games, they wouldn't have been there.
Yep. Speaking of, like Ryan said, we're moving on to Las Vegas Raiders. They were 10-7 the previous year. They lost in the wild card game with the Los Angeles Chargers. If they would have tied, they would have knocked my fucking Steelers out, which I'm kind of happy and I had a love-hate relationship with that. I didn't want the Steelers to go get mollywopped by the fucking Chiefs like that. We all know the Steelers, they have no business being there because Ben he was dragging ass last year, man. He just wanted to get through that last season.
He was dragging ass
last year. Yeah, last year.
Well, the last 6
The year before that, he got fucked. The year before that, he got hurt. The year before that, he didn't have the greatest year. He didn't have the greatest year.
That year before that year, he got hurt. And then,
no, he didn't. The year before that, no, he didn't. The year before that, bro, we was like 13 and no. I'm talking about.
You're talking about 2 years ago.
I'm talking about I think it was 2000. No, I'm talking about 2019, 2018, 2019, when we lost to fucking Jacksonville in the playoffs.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, he was killing it that year.
Because he had fucking Antonio, then he had Juju, then he had the slot dude, then Le'Veon. Yeah. Before he started opening his fucking mouth, all he had to do was shut the fuck up. That's all he had to do. This is my damn team. All right,
fuck him.
Get you. Nothing.
But yeah, going back to Las Vegas, they finally found their head. Well, what we think is finally going to be the head coach for this team, Josh McDaniels. If you watch football, you know who Josh McDaniels is, and that system that he ran in the Patriots with Tom Brady. We all know what he did for Tom Brady the years that he was there. Took him to a Super. What he won 3 rings with Tom Brady at QB.
4.
Well, with the Patriots 4. So let's see what he can do with Derek Carr. Of course, the biggest story of the offseason was they traded for Devontae Adams. They traded for a first and second round pick, and they extended him $141 million, 67 guaranteed.
Oh shit!
It's a lot of fucking money. And they got him locked up for 5 years. They declined Josh Jacobs' 5th-year option. I think they're gonna start searching for I think they're gonna be looking to make a change at running back within the next couple of years. They also signed Demarcus Robinson to help bolster the wide receiver core.
I don't like this shit.
Go ahead,
with
bro.
Josh, because is it Josh's fault? Y'all niggas didn't want to block.
Well, Josh ain't really done shit the last couple of years.
Hurt that shitty ass offensive line. It's a miracle.
Yeah, that's true
niggas
too.
even made the playoffs last year.
I don't know why they. Speaking of that, I don't know why they didn't keep the dude they had, Rick. I think it's Basashi or something like that. I don't know why they didn't keep him at the head coaching position because you got to think they dealt with the shit with the Henry Ruggs situation. I'm praying for him, by the way. The Henry Ruggs situation, the whole Gruden situation with the racism shit. And he, stepped into a fucked up situation and still took that team to the playoffs. Waller, he was hurt from, I think he was out for like 5 or 6 games. Derek Carr still did his thing, and he took him to the playoffs, which fucked that game. The Raiders definitely should have won that game. I still think the refs cheated them out of that fucking victory. Yeah. That one play, when he threw it to Tyler Boyd in the fucking back of the end zone, they blew the whistle. The play was supposed to be blown dead. So I don't know how the fuck you consider that a touchdown. I really don't.
Because it was like, if there's some bullshit that we can get off, give it to the Bengals because their check cashed on Thursday. 2 days for the game.
Yeah. I also think it's with the Bengals having that young core over there, Joe Burrow and Higgins and Chase and that, the offense that they was running, not to mention they hadn't been in the playoffs for quite some time. It also could have been some shit in the media to where they wanted them to fucking succeed, which is another reason why I think they got helped in the fucking AFC Conference Championship.
All they did was be the 88? Then the 88 Bengals make it with the Icky Shuffle. And that's all they did was become the 88 Bengals again. That's all that was. Now, the upside of that, they got a young quarterback and a young core, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we gonna get to them in another episode. But back to the Raiders. They also, like I said, they signed DeMarcus Robinson along with Devontae Adams to help bolster up the wide receiver core because Darren, you can't throw the fucking Darren Waller and depend on Hunter Renfrow the whole fucking game. I mean, Deshaun Jackson. I don't know if he's gonna be with them this year, but he's old. So did you really think they was gonna have much success with just Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, and Deshaun Jackson at wide receiver?
Before shithead decided to do 200 and something miles down a main street that's only like 40 miles per hour, they had him. He was making plays. Deshaun Jackson has probably literally stole the last 5 or 6 years of his NFL career just because he still has that speed.
Yeah.
No, I mean they might have to bring Deshaun back just to have that home run aspect to it. So I don't know.
Well, keep in mind too, off season ain't over. There's still people out there for them to get. But I think 3 of the 4 teams in this division. I think 3 of the 4 teams make the playoffs in this division. Personally, I think it's going to be Denver, it's going to be Las Vegas, and it's going to be Kansas City. That's just my outlook on it. I could be wrong. Like I said, health pertaining and controversies, because we don't want to see a repeat of what the fuck went on last season in this organization.
Yeah, so, I mean, maybe they got their guy in terms of head coach. I think dude went back to being defensive coordinator because that's what he was when Gruden fucked up. Yeah, that's
Bisaccia,
what he was when Gruden fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I don't know, but I mean, offensively, I would think that they could at least score between 24.
They're gonna put up points,
35 points a game, somewhere in there.
I don't know about 35. I can see around the 24-25 range simply because, Derek Carr has his best friend and the dude he played in college with Devontae Adams. So, he's looking at a good 10, 12 targets a game at least. So, we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, the biggest thing with this team is just like with the Denver Broncos. With other shit going on, but it's put up or shut up. Like Derek Carr, we got you all the fuck. We gave you a contract. We got you all the weapons you need. It's time for you to do your part.
So we'll see. I feel like Derek Carr is a better quarterback than people give him credit for.
He is. He's just the team's success doesn't reflect on his success. That's all. That's all that is. Like that's
right.
just the way I see it.
We'll just have to see. Your preseason starts a couple weeks, so it's
In a
only
couple weeks.
it's only 2
Mhm.
games
First,
though,
yep.
which is weird, but
No, 3. It's
okay.
3 games.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 3 games of preseason. Yep. And I don't even think any of the pros gonna play. If they do, it's gonna be the first series, and they just gonna have all the rookies and people that's fighting for a roster spot. That's what they're gonna have play.
Right, but I mean, like they don't have that extra
Yeah,
game, so it puts a lot of pressure on the people that's really trying to make the team.
yeah. Hey, that's on them. Just like I said, put up or shut up. Next up, we got the last team in this division. We got the Los Angeles Chargers, who I don't care what anybody says. I know everybody's always high on this team going into the season. There is something about this team. I cannot hop on this bandwagon. I cannot get behind them. They put all this hype into this fucking team, and they do the same thing every year. They miss the playoffs, and they flame out towards the end of the season. I like Herbert. I like the pieces that they put on this team, which we're gonna get up into. But it's something about this team. I'm not as confident in this team as everybody else is.
I like this team offensively. I don't really like them defensively. They got a young head coach, so
Well, they put some defensive pieces together
We'll
this
see
year.
how that plays out. They got 3. This is year 3 for Justin Hibbert out of
Justin
out of
Herbert, yeah.
Oregon. So we'll see how that pans out for him. I feel like he can make all the throws and whatnot. He's a deceptive athlete. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, the Chargers went 9-8 last year. They lost the last game of the season to the Oakland Raiders, which of course that was going to see who was going to get in the last wild card spot. They went out and traded Khalil Mack for a fucking bag of peanuts and a sweet tea. They got Khalil Mack for a second and a 6th-round pick from Chicago. They went and signed Cal Vanoy to help boost the line. They signed Bryce Callahan, another decent, to help somebody else to help out on the defensive back end. That's extended Mike Williams 3 years, $60 million, 40 of it's guaranteed. Which I'm not against nobody getting their money. I'm with everybody getting their money, but he got to earn that money now. Because I didn't he started off hot at the beginning of the season last year. I think he had like 4 or 5 games with 100+ yards and a touchdown. So I mean, he did his thing last year, but he flamed out up until like the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, which I think that hurt them.
Points were made. They're a young team. They got a young quarterback trying to figure it out, a new head coach. So fuck it, they can go 9-8 again. They can go.
I don't see them making the playoffs. I think they're the team that misses out.
They got to win the games they should win, and then they got to win a couple they shouldn't win.
Yeah. And then, like I said, on the defensive side of the ball, they also, I may take, once I get through the rest of this, I may take that shit back because now that I think about, I don't know, they might be the wild card team over the Raiders, but yeah, they signed J.C. Jackson, 5 years, $82 million, 40 of it's guaranteed. They signed Sebastian Joseph Day, who Super Bowl winner. He played with the Rams last year. They got him for 3 years, $24 million, and they went out and signed Chase Daniel as a backup. Man, he's made so much fucking money. He's made so much money and won a Super Bowl being a backup.
He's gonna keep. Yeah, he'll get to that 100 for his
60 plus.
It took him 22 years, but he did it. Watch.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't think he's ever really been pressed about starting for a team. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting paid to be a back. I'm getting paid to sit there.
Going there. Somebody get hurt.
If it can get me a ring, I ain't gonna complain.
Somebody get hurt, win those 2 or 3 games, boom. Save yourself another season.
Yep. They also drafted offensive guard in the first round, Zion Johnson, to help with protecting Justin Herbert. I guess they got their franchise guy, so they want to keep him from getting hurt. And they also drafted another running back in the 4th round in Isaiah Spiller, which Austin Eckler has had a little bit of an injury history, and he's another person I'm not super sold on. I think Spiller can take over that backfield, and I think he will take over the backfield, to be honest, by like week 7, 8, right around the bye week. I think he's more talented.
Okay.
I mean, how do you see the teams in this? Like, how do you see this division playing out? How do you see the teams
I
ranking in
got
this division?
Kansas City, Denver, Las Vegas, and the Chargers.
You think? Do you? I mean, do you agree? You think 3 or 4 teams will make the playoffs, or you only see 2 of them?
I feel like the third team will have a winning record. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. They probably should make the playoffs, but we don't know how that should play out because they don't have that extra that bye. No, not that extra bye. They got the extra wild card game, so that means there's only one bye. So I don't know. They could.
I think this is Kansas City's year to. I don't think they win the division this year. I still think they make the playoffs. I think they are the wild card team. I got it. I think Denver. I'm going Denver, Kansas City, and I'm back and forth between the Chargers and the Raiders. Them it could go either way with them 2 teams. I think we kind of see a repeat of last year. They gonna end up fighting it out at the end of the season for a wild card spot. That's how I see that shit playing out.
I can't disagree.
So, in other news, earlier I think it was last week, Baker Mayfield was traded to the Carolina Panthers for a 5th-round conditional pick that can be a 4th round. I think if Baker makes the Pro Bowl or starts every game, if he has a good year, there's something in there that can make it a 4th-round pick. I forgot what it was, but I mean, how you feel about this trade? Who you think won the trade?
Just not Cleveland. So I feel like if you're the Panthers, you inherited a good problem because you got a quarterback that
Hold on, bro. Hold on a second.
Because you got a quarterback that knows
good.
the
You good.
system. You got a head coach on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got another running back not running back. Then you got another quarterback that's coming in trying to prove himself that he can play this game, that he's not a bust. Which I don't even consider Baker Mayfield a bust because he got Cleveland their first playoff win.
He's not.
In how many years? So like I can say whatever he want, but he would be able to take that stat. And he almost beat Kansas City in the playoffs. So two plays go their way.
I still don't think they converted that. I think it was I still don't think Chad Henne got that first down.
Whatever. So they won that. So Cleveland, they just paid 2 quarterbacks. One of them's not going to play for them, and the other ones might not play for them either.
They still trying to figure that whole situation out. If anything, I think Deshaun gets a whole 8 game. I think he gets 6 to 8 games. That's what I think he appeals that because all the women ain't like 30 of them. Ain't all 30, 28 of them women suing Houston.
So if anything, Deshaun should get 30%.
And then, like I said, and then on top of that, the lawyer that they hired to sue Deshaun, she's also suing the Texans. So like I said, I think it's some truth to the whole situation. Like maybe there's a little bit of truth. Like what I think happened. This just my take on it. Because all the football players, they mess around with their masseuses or whatnot, but I think Deshaun ended up sleeping with a couple of women, and because they have ties into the organization, I think the owner is fixing them to say this shit. I think he's pushing them to say that Deshaun did all this shit. Like I said, I don't think Deshaun's completely innocent. I think there's a little bit of truth to it, but I don't think it's as bad as they're making it to be.
All I'm saying is, before all this bullshit happened with Deshaun, when you heard his name, it was football-related shit. There was nothing else but football-related shit. How he's not a good quarterback in the playoffs and all this other bullshit. So, for all these girls to be suing the Texans now, it kind of makes me feel like the Texans came out with this bullshit-ass story, try to fuck this man's life up because he wanted out of Houston. Look, I'm not finna spend my prime years where I could be winning championships or getting... Right.
And another
trying
fucking
to find
rebuild.
the right players and shit, trying to build around me enough time to where I can go out and be effective still. But we see quarterbacks push that prime, maybe 3-4 years versus others. But it's bullshit. Deshaun deserves to play,
It is bullshit.
and he should seriously get compensated serious money by the Houston Texans. I feel like.
Yeah. And then going back to the Baker situation, I'm happy for Baker that he got away from that whole situation. Like now he can I can focus on football. I don't have to deal with no more trade rumors. I don't have to deal with, is this person going to play? Is this because I think he's going to beat Sam Darnold out for that starting spot. I think so. I don't think Baker is as bad of a quarterback that everybody's making him out to be. He took, after the Browns had a 0-win season, he took them to 7-9. He broke I think it was the rookie passing touchdown record. And then, the following season, lo and behold, OBJ goes down and he fucking lights the league on fire. He beats my team in a home playoff game in Pittsburgh, which was embarrassing for me. And then, of course, he gets hurt the first game, and he fucks up his shoulder the first game of the next season, and he plays hurt the entire fucking season. So, and he didn't have the greatest year, but for what he had to deal with, I still think he played pretty well. And I mean, he got weapons over there in Carolina. He got DJ Moore, who's one. He's to me, he's top 15. He's a lot more talented than people give him credit for. He has Robbie Anderson, who's a lot better than people give him credit for. And he got that young dude, Terrace Marshall, out of LSU. Plus, he got Christian McCaffrey, if he can stay healthy, and Chuba Hubbard. So, you don't think? Well, I don't think he's gonna be able to stay healthy the whole season. He's gonna miss
them other years.
He's gonna miss a couple games.
Christian McCaffrey get hurt, he gone for the season. You saw Chuba doing that shit. Yeah, I can play. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. And he balled out. He balled out too. I don't like this. I don't like the situation he's walking into with Matt Rule, because Matt Rule's on the hot seat this year. So if Carolina don't have a good year, if Carolina don't make the playoffs or whatever, then what? What they gonna say? I think a part of me feels like they're gonna try to use Baker as a scapegoat.
Yeah. They'll probably just say, well, Baker ain't shit. He's done. Get the fuck out of here. But if Baker goes out there and play well and they still don't make the playoffs, they might say there's Rule. Well, they still might blame Baker. I don't know.
I mean, I hope. I don't like Matt Rule. I've never considered him a good coach.
I'll give him that. He started 0-10 at Baylor and then went, 11-2 by year 3. That's impressive. But this is year 4 in the NFL. You still don't have a winning season.
Nope, still ain't made the playoffs. So like I said, and most of these teams are in win now mode, especially with all this young talent they got. So he got a lot. He got a lot to prove this year. So we gonna see. But I'm Baker. I'm not a Panthers fan. I am rooting for you, buddy. I hope you go out there and shit people the fuck up, because I don't think Baker's a bust, and I don't think he's as bad of a quarterback as everybody's making him out to be. No, it's just the
bullshit system. And we don't talk about how all them drop passes motherfuckers had in Cleveland.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. He was throwing to fucking Jarvis Landry and Donovan Peoples-Jones, and I don't know who the fuck the other wide receiver was. So. I'm just saying, man. And I'm not sitting up here saying Jarvis is fucking dog water, but he's not. He's not the wide receiver he once was. Yeah, he's not the wide receiver he was once before. So I just, like I said, Baker, I'm rooting for you, man. I hope you go down there and shut everybody the fuck up. So now that we've gotten all that shit out the way, who's your early? We ain't even got into all the other teams, but who's your early pick for the Super Bowl this year? Like who you looking at?
Versus if Deshaun comes back and do what I think he's gonna do, maybe him, maybe Browns, but realistically, I don't know, because it's all the AFC teams it's like you're good or really good. Like the ones that's at the top, they're really good. So, but the Bengals only did that 1 year.
Yeah.
Tennessee's established that a couple years, but I think they've reached their ceiling with Tannehill, Mahomey. I mean, anytime you got Mahomey, you can't go wrong with him. You still got Josh Allen, them boys in Buffalo. Patriots just lost their offensive coordinator, so that division is really Buffalo's now. So,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe Lamar. This might be Lamar's year. You know, it seems like every year in the AFC, a certain quarterback just has that year they dominated or shine. So I guess last year was Burrow. A couple years, those years was Mahomey. Maybe Lamar can get it going. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Or it could be Josh Allen's year.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Lamar. My early pick is gonna be the Rams and the Bills, simply because the Bills they're pretty much they're bringing damn near everybody back that they had last year, and they added that running back James Cook. So that's what the fuck. If they had a running back, if they had a running back in the AFC Championship game, or even just in the playoffs period last year against the Chiefs, I definitely think they would have made the Super Bowl. If they'd have got past the Chiefs, I think they would have made the Super Bowl.
Wouldn't be able to do shit against that.
But I got the Bills and the Rams. The Rams, with them adding Bobby Wagner, they now have a top 10 or a top 5 or 3 player at every position. They got Aaron Donald on the defensive line, Jalen Ramsey at corner, and Bobby Wagner at the linebacker position. Those are all top. Those are, when you talk about them players, especially Ramsey and especially Aaron Donald's the best player in the NFL right now. Especially defensively. Jalen Ramsey's the best corner. If anybody else don't consider him the best, you got to put him in the top 2 or 3. And then Bobby Wagner's still a top 10 linebacker. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Points were made. I agree with all those points. It's going to be real hard for offenses to score on that defense. So it's going to be interesting. Like, can the Rams repeat? Because, you know, some teams get the big head. Yeah, we won a Super Bowl. Go out there and play like shit next season. Like, everybody's picking Tampa Bay to get back. And, I mean, they got.
I don't know. They could. It's times last season, and the NFL got a juicy storyline written for this one. I'm telling you.
This
Get your popcorn ready.
Cell phone gate 2. Yeah. We gonna see, man. Flag gate.
Gonna be flag gate. That's what the fuck it's gonna be. They finally gonna catch Tom Pan off the referees. That's what the fuck gonna happen. So yeah, we gonna transition over to basketball, and since you got the LA hat on, man, I gotta go ahead and ask you: is y'all gonna go ahead and get Kyrie or what? Because I'm tired of seeing this shit on every social media fucking platform outlet there is. Either make the fucking trade or quit talking about it, because all these stupid ass mock trades and possibilities and 3-team trade possibility, I'm tired of seeing this shit.
We picked up Russ's contract for 47. That's just for this year. Kyrie is supposed to make 37. We still got AD. He on the books this year. LeBron's on the books. They let Malik Monk go. So to answer your question, no. But stranger things have happened. That right now they're trying to find a 3-team trade.
Yeah.
So they can acquire other players as well as Kyrie, and he was.
Yeah, because y'all need shooters. Yeah, y'all don't just need Kyrie. Y'all need shooters. I'm not even
excited about like Kyrie coming to the Lakers, because how many games he gonna play? So, but if they play,
yeah, that's true too. And how long can he stay healthy? On top of that,
same question with AD. You kind of gotta ask that about LeBron. This is year 20 for him, but he just dropped 40. He just dropped 42, and
he's getting up there.
16 rebounds, 4 steals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's the Drew League. I mean, it ain't them. It ain't the NBA. You know, I know all them boys in the Drew League be fucking balling, but it's not the NBA.
He wasn't just driving down the lane and dunking. It was a lot of threes, I mean, he did dunk, but a lot of threes, a lot of turnaround J's. It's different. LeBron's game is elevated, evolved, I should say, to more of a post perimeter type of game, and we're just gonna have to see if that's gonna continue to work for us. But we desperately need to get back into the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not a Lakers fan. As a Celtics fan, it's my fucking job to hate y'all.
2010.
I love LeBron to death. I just fuck you. 2008, bitch. 2000. What happened? 2008,
bitch.
Fuck you. I was praying to God we was gonna get one this year so I could have some type of bragging rights over your ass, but we couldn't get it done. So.
St. Louis.
Yeah, the whole.
St. Louis, yeah. Shout out Tatum, though, but yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, when the Lakers is winning, it's good for the NBA because there's a lot of people that there are a lot of people that enjoy watching LA. That have enjoyed watching LA over the years, especially when Kobe was there. So it's good for the NBA when the Lakers are doing well. But like I said, I'm tired of getting on all the vlogs and social media websites and seeing this possible the trade rumors have heated up and here's Kyrie's gonna go for this and KD's gonna go for this and fuck both of these motherfuckers.
Every fucking year. Remember that year before Dame re-signed with Portland? All you kept seeing was Dame and Lakers shit, and LeBron and Dame was hanging out at the summer league and all this shit. So I don't know, man.
Now, what you think is gonna happen? What you think gonna happen with KD? I think he stays. I don't see. There's not a trade package out there that anybody can put together to get KD, and the Nets are getting to the point where they're asking for too fucking much.
Except KD's contract is probably Houston. Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't going to Houston. He ain't signing off on that. He's made it known that he wants to go to either Miami or Phoenix, which he can't go. Which I don't think he's going to go to Miami because of what they would have to include to get KD. Like Ben Simmons will more than likely have to be included in the package, which I don't think him and Bam can play on the same because ain't Bam under a rookie extension or some shit like that. Yeah, two teams that have players playing under a rookie extension that can't play on the same team, and then that would defeat the whole fucking purpose. No. So I don't see that happening. I can see the Phoenix thing, but then again, no, because Ayton, I think he just signed for like 4 years, $100 million.
So I think. So did he make his decision
Phoenix
going yet? Or? Okay.
Yeah, he signed with Phoenix. They had 24 hours to match it, and it didn't take them very long.
They'll be dumb as fuck. This
motherfucker
is just not entering his prime too. Are you sure you want to just go ahead and fuck that off?
Yep.
All right. So, I seriously though next season though I got Phoenix. It depends on how the Lakers look, but I got Phoenix because Phoenix would have kicked Golden State's ass like before Book got hurt. Oh my God, bro! It wouldn't even have been.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because the way Golden State was playing last year, they was. Then again, I still think Memphis would have beat them and Ja never would have got hurt. So.
With the help of the referees, but the only reason why motherfucking Luka and Boston went that motherfucking far because y'all was paying off the referees 3 months before the playoffs started.
And we was killing motherfuckers with that suffocating ass defense. When I swept, look, man. Look, let me tell you something. I thought we had a chance because we had the hardest road out of any fucking line. Yeah, bro. They was saying that a lot of people said it was a possibility they was gonna. I'm not gonna say sweep us, but they was gonna beat us in 6. And what happened? Went out there and swept them. We took Milwaukee to 7, which I can admit, as a Boston fan, if they would have had Middleton, they would have beat us.
Like
they would have beat us.
Man.
Fuck him. I'm glad he was out. But and then we had to walk through. We had to go through 7. We had to go 7 games in Miami. He was the number 1
That
seed.
series,
So I thought we had a chance, but we couldn't get it done.
Playoff series I've ever seen in my life, man.
That's why like I said, the NBA is rigged, bro. Because if we would kick their ass one game, they would kick our ass one game, and we would kick their ass, and they would kick our ass. And then the last like 2 or 3 games, it was close.
Nigga, how is it 24 to 4 right now? What the fuck? What the fuck is going, bro? What is this shit, dude? Like, what am I watching?
It was rigged. The NBA Finals as well. Last year it was kind of interesting, but it ain't been no like real intensity in the finals in quite some time.
Probably that for me anyway. That's the last finals. I was like, damn, this shit crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see some of them early 2000s.
That shit with the Spurs,
I'm talking about it was like
boring. Except for 2014 and 2013, them shits was entertaining.
It's just it ain't been every finals for a while has had that moment. That's like that legendary moment. I ain't seen it the last couple finals. I mean, of course, we had the COVID year, which
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Y'all won. Congrats to y'all. But it wasn't. No. I'm just saying. And no, I'm saying it wasn't. They didn't have no moments in that simply because, like Brian said, it was like a fucking AAU tournament. They didn't have no fans, so we couldn't feel the intensity for real. Well, outside of when the Nuggets came back 3-1 against the Clippers.
Shit, Golden State come back 3-1 against OKC, and then they turned around losing 3-1.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the last 2020, 2021, and then this year. There hasn't been that moment that like we look back on and it's just like, that shit was crazy. Oh. Yeah. I'm talking about playoffs, not the. I'm talking about like the playoffs in general, the playoffs and finals included.
Dude.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. Like, come on,
that was a moment.
Man, this nigga take
fucking
2 steps at the rim. That's
that
not
big
fair,
toe.
Man. That's not fair.
The long body having
Jolly Green Giant, bitch.
Oh man.
Motherfucking no, bro.
Burner account having ass motherfucker.
He should have stayed in Golden State. He should have teamed up with Bron, bro. That's what he should have.
He should have.
Me and Bron gonna do this. He probably like, man, fuck that nigga, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This shit ain't never gonna happen
this
now.
This might be the time. I mean, like, nigga, we
never
get
gonna
both
happen.
KD and Kyrie.
Y'all don't have. They don't have enough to send over there to get KD. It's not happening.
Russ. Shit, we have to gut the whole fucking team.
Russ, look, man, I don't know how the fuck y'all gonna do it, but Russ is gone. He's made it he's last couple days, he's been very vocal. I don't want to play
back
for these
to Houston and go to turkey leg hunt and be content with being the AFC or being content with playing
go back to OKC.
Fucking career. Nah, I don't think
send his ass to Sacramento or something.
Shout out Mozzie though.
Or Indiana. Yeah, Mozzie.
Yep.
Congratulations to Mozzie. Signed with CMG. Yeah. Oh, man. So, shit. Man, this has been a great episode. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in, man.
Fuck Boston.
Ryan, fuck LA.
The Red Sox. Fuck the Yankees. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Bruins. Fuck the Celtics. Shit. Fuck the Boston hangout spots. Fuck the gas prices.
Fuck the Dodgers. Fuck the Yankees. Which August 6th. I think it's August 6th or August 4th. One of them 2 days. That's when they come to town. We can see them play the Cardinals.
Yes, sir.
So we in that thing. We in that thing. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode, y'all. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Pigskin Posse Podcast. Make sure y'all go subscribe on YouTube. Taking shots. Y'all can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Make sure y'all subscribe and tune in.